Hi, welcome to Tipsy Tooth Talk. I'm Dr. Carlin Palmer Blume.
And I'm Dr. Michelle Bishop, and I call it T-Cubed because I can't say it.
She almost didn't say it then.
I mean, seriously.
Well, the holidays are, we're still holidaying because it's New Year's. Woo. Hope you had a great Christmas or Festivus or Hanukkah or
All the above.
Everything. Happy everything. And now we get to start talking about the new year, and we've got a lot to look forward to.
Yes.
So,
although, have you seen the meme?
yes.
And you realize that 2022 is really just 2022? T-O-O? Let's hope not. Okay.
No.
Had to throw that in there.
Okay.
I've been thinking about that.
So today, we're going to talk about bubbles.
Woo, my favorite.
And we're going to talk about bubbles. Hopefully, you'll see this before you have your New Year's party. And if you don't, you'll have it for next year.
Yes. Or for Valentine's Day, or President's Day, or any day.
Yeah, my favorite thing about when I visited Italy was we started every meal with Prosecco and we ended every meal with espresso.
Oh, that sounds divine.
Yeah. So it's every day somewhere.
Yes. Okay.
So that's what we're doing. And then we're going to talk about oral hygiene techniques.
Because new year, new you, new resolutions. Let's get the year started with some good oral hygiene habits. And that can be your New Year's resolution that you're going to brush and floss better, right? Okay.
Yay.
Oh, mercy.
I was wanting to do that. I asked her if I could.
Yes.
All right. So I am actually going to be reading some stuff to you guys today because it was a lot. And it's the holidays, and I'm old, and I just couldn't memorize it.
Okay.
So we're going to start with a Prosecco.
Okay.
Which
Look
happens
how pretty
to be...
the bottle is. It's all sparkly.
Yeah. Well, so I got this at Total Wine.
Okay.
And one of the ladies at Total Wine, I think she might be a manager. Her name's Holly. Her daughters actually go to the same school as our daughters.
Oh.
And they were on the volleyball team with Clara, the twins. So anyway, so shout out to Holly. Thank you for helping me make our selections. And the cool thing, and I'm actually going to put on my glasses today. The cool thing is that at Total Wine, they will print out the tasting notes for you. Always cover the cork. I know somebody that got a black eye from that. So I'm going to share some of the tasting notes with you. So she highly recommended this Prosecco.
Oh, okay.
And we
we
learned that we were going to put Prosecco in a tulip shaped glass.
Good.
So this is Borrasca, Prosecco, and then it's followed by the letters D-O-C-G, which I was like, what is that?
Did you Google it?
I did.
Okay, good.
Yep, and it means, so there's D-O-C and there's D-O-C-G. Oh, hello. D-O-C means designation of controlled origin.
Oh, okay. I would have made up something totally different, but okay.
And with the G, it means it's guaranteed.
Oh.
Because turns out in 2009, when there was a boom with Prosecco, specifically, I don't know why, they estimated back then that 20% of the Proseccos that we bought were fake.
Fake how?
They're not from the right area.
Oh, okay.
All Proseccos are Italian.
Okay.
So now there's DOC is one of the designations, but then DOCG means it's guaranteed to be from one of the Prosecco specific regions, and like they have licensed government people verify it.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah. So this is a DOCG.
Excellent.
Which makes it fancy.
Good.
And apparently the number of fakes is on the rise by a lot. So
why are we making fake wine? Oh my word.
Well, it's not fake wine. It's just not really Prosecco.
I know.
You know, just like when we talk about sparkling white wine from the United States is not a champagne.
Right.
I think it's kind of along those
still.
lines. But Borrasca, which is what this is, which
if you Google it, though, it's going to say Borrasca, which I kind of felt. I felt it right here. It's Borrasca. Whatever.
Something.
Something.
But it means gust of wind.
Oh.
in
that.
Italian.
That is
And it
definitely Barasco.
Is descriptive of the climate around these particular vineyards. It's
I always like hearing the
Gusty.
backstory.
yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. And I can't pronounce all the places that it's from, but I did see that it's from Eastern Veneto, which is one of the specific areas for Prosecco. So
I
anyway,
like that.
and it's very affordable. It's $15.
Oh.
So I'm excited, and it's supposed to have white flowers, Bartlett pears, and almonds
All great
in the
things.
flavor, and it's still fruit forward and soft.
Nice. And I will say, like, if you're going to a party or something, I mean, with the cute little label, what a great little hostess gift. Right? Fun. Okay.
Loving it. All right. Cheers,
to beautiful smiles. Let's see.
Smells good.
Delightful. I like it. Got great bubbles.
These are pretty
like it.
glasses.
Oh, thanks. My aunt gave them to me.
Like them.
Yes. I hardly ever use them. I don't honestly know the last time I used these. I should pull them out more because they're apparently the perfect shape for Prosecco, which I drink a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are our new glasses.
There you go. She would love it.
Lovely.
I like it. I like
All
it.
right.
That's going to be a winner for later.
So I'm knocking things over here.
Prop down, prop down. It's all fine.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. So now we're going to go. I'm going to murder this. You ready?
Okay. Am I opening this?
Yes. This is Louis Bouillot Perle d'Aurore. I know that's not right.
I'm just sitting
Rosé.
over the paper and knowing what's coming and going, it's not coming out right.
D apostrophe A-U-R-O-R-E means morning.
Oh.
And
Well, like
so
Aurora, right? So it's Aurore. D'Aurore.
Aurore.
Louis Bouillot.
I got the Louis
Rosé.
Bouillot Perle, but the
Here's what I learned from somebody. When you're reading things that are supposed to have an accent, you just fake it and you own it. So this would be Louis Bouillot Perle d'Aurora Rosé. Okay? Owned it.
So it says that this is a specialist in Cremant de Bourgogne since 1877, when it was among the first Burgundy to experiment with sparkling wines. So this place started in 1877.
Wow.
It was founded by Jean Bouillot and named the Louis is his dad.
Oh,
So
nice.
he named it in honor of his dad. It says this is an affordable yet sophisticated rosé made in the traditional method. All have harvesting and sorting is done by hand.
Wow.
And it was still only $22.
That's great. Another great option, especially if you like sparkling rosés. So which glass are we going to use?
It's
for this
from
one?
Pinot Noir grapes. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. What are we
You
using?
tell me, you're the glass expert.
Okay, let's use the flutes here.
Okay.
Ooh. We have a lot of glassware. We'll talk about that. We will talk about glassware. Apparently, and we'll talk a little bit about why, especially with champagne, true champagne.
Which is this? Well, this has two actually. It's just a rosé.
It's just a rosé. Okay. Cheers.
It's beautiful. Cheers to beautiful.
Cheers.
smiles.
Beautiful smiles.
Sorry, Miss Jeff there.
That's good.
So
Okay.
let's see.
It's pretty. Kind of matches the label, like
Pretty much exactly.
pretty much exactly.
And it came in a lovely box.
Oh,
That was a neat
another
little
great
box.
hostess gift. You know, I'm throwing ideas out there for y'all.
I meant to
if you
have-
ever come see me, you know what you can bring.
Oh, they had a doormat that said, "If you didn't bring wine, please." Bring wine." Thanks, Holly. You tell them.
Yes, Holly, you tell them, go away. You didn't bring wine. Oh, well, that's good.
I like this better than the other one.
Then the Prosecco?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see.
And I love Prosecco. This is really good.
That is good.
Thanks,
This is-
Holly.
This would be a great opener to your New Year's Eve party. This would be great even So say you've been having your New Year's Eve party and we're getting towards midnight, and you've been drinking other spirits and you just want something that's kind of light and refreshing, this is really nice.
Yeah, it really
I don't
is
feel like it would compete with anything.
super crisp.
Yes. It's bright. I like it.
That one was a little more buttery.
Mm-hmm.
This one's super crisp.
Yes. I like this one.
Me too. This is gonna be a favorite.
Okay, now take a sip of this again before we move on. Okay,
Oh, that's lovely.
that was very nice.
I'll be finishing that one while we talk.
Okay. All right. So now
So
we're moving
now-
on.
Another
Hey, Daddy.
another fun pronunciation. It's still not super expensive. We went affordable with all of it.
Okay.
I mean, because champagne is something you can kind of get out of control on price.
Right.
But I wanted to kind of keep it simple, you know, partly because I figured we probably wouldn't finish all of these right now, or we might, but just in case. But this one was $36,
Oh, okay.
so
That's very
not
affordable
outrageous, and it's Chanoine Heritage Cuvée Brut. So,
Absolutely.
founded in 1730, Chanoine Frere is the second oldest champagne house and one of the first to supply the Russian court.
Wow.
Chanoine
1730,
Frere
that's why its cork is giving me an issue.
has a rich heritage of 3 centuries of expertise built by 6 generations of merchants who form a major champagne dynasty, the Chanoine family, and then by their successors who are driven by the same vision. It's the second oldest champagne house. Apricot and citrus fruits, a great value. So, and it says, who may like this? Customers looking for a classic champagne at a great price.
Awesome.
It says it's Pinot Noir heavy champagne. So,
Squeeze that in here.
dry pear, green apple, medium bodied.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're actually going to try this champagne 2 different ways, and this is why there's so many glasses. So these are those coupe glasses that you see from like the Roaring 20s, and I actually just love the aesthetic of them. They're just so pretty and elegant and classic, but they're actually not good for modern day champagne because it's hard to see, but for the most part, the bubbles are kind of dying out on us, and it lets the bubbles escape too quickly. And these were really good when back in the 20s and stuff, the champagne was actually sweeter. People were drinking sweeter champagnes and sparkling wines. And so now that people have moved more to a drier champagne and sparkling, these don't complement the champagne very well. So we're gonna try it. Cheers to beautiful smiles. Still pretty good though.
It is.
And then we're gonna try it so these were 1920s, right? In the 40s and 50s, the flutes came out. And here's why the flutes came out. You can put more flutes on a serving tray than you can these at restaurants and ballrooms. And so they came up with this shape because then waiters could take more around instead of using these.
After your trip to Napa, I feel like you also told me that they like the aesthetic of in the flutes you can see the bubbles more,
Correct.
and that was also an aesthetic choice.
It's an aesthetic choice as well because again, the bubbles have nearly died on this already that quickly. Whereas here, in both of these, they're still bubbling. Because this is so wide, it allows more oxygen in, and the bubbles just escape.
I also learned at Total Wine from Holly that different sparkling wines some of them are by nature more bubbly than others. She was like, this one's gonna bubble a lot, this one's gonna bubble less. I did not know that. I thought they just had a bunch of air in there and they just bubbled about the same.
Yes,
Apparently not.
apparently not. Maybe we need to go do some research on that.
Yeah.
Maybe take a trip or 4. So,
Yeah, that sounds great.
okay.
We should do it in France.
Like how you're thinking there.
Yeah.
New Year's resolution. Okay. So now we've tried it in the coupe. And then the other thing is, if you'll notice, we have some just traditional Lay's potato chips out. So potato chips are actually really great when you're tasting champagne because the salt and the fat in there actually cleanses your palate really well and moves you on to the next one. So I learned this little trick and the glass trick from our friend Mario at Caldwell Vineyards out in Napa. We adore them, and I can't have champagne and chips without thinking of him. So here's to you, Mario.
I should have used his wine.
Oh, I know. I do have some of his champagne. Oops. Mario, next one. For sure.
We'll taste it soon.
Okay. It's just...
She put me in charge, and I wasn't invited on that trip.
Well, and here's the other thing. I think I have like 2 bottles, and I guard them. So, not saying
From
they're not
me?
worth it, but I'm just saying, like, just open it and not finish the whole bottle would be a tragedy.
Well, so we'll be here on New Year's.
Okay, well, that's stuff I had already planned on having that on New Year's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Which
for
is
sure.
like tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. All right, so we're gonna have a little bite of chip. It's really good. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It's really good.
I don't even like Lay's potato chips, generally. Oh no, y'all can see the look she's giving me right now. I'm not a Lay's potato chip fan.
How are we friends?
I don't know. Well, you
Wow.
told me I could do popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn too, but that kernel's getting your teeth.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that. Okay, so we've cleansed our palate. We know what the wine tastes like, or the champagne tastes like in the coupe.
Mm-hmm.
So actually the best recommended glass is a glass that's fuller at the bottom and then narrows at the top. So almost like a traditional little white wine glass, or even if you have a big red wine glass, but you want it to narrow at the top. You want it to be fatter at the bottom. And I have these fun, this is the only glass I had that kind of met that description, and we thought they were all partied up and ready to go for New Year's.
How festive. I love them.
Right? These were my niece Hannah's wedding dress shopping day glasses that her mother-in-law, Donna, made for all of us, and she gave each one of us one. Isn't that nice? Like, she had like 15 of them. It was
How'd
crazy.
you end up with 2?
Well, Reagan was with me.
Oh,
Yeah, so Reagan got one too. She got apple juice in hers, or sparkling grape juice in hers.
how
So-
sweet.
I know. Isn't that fun?
I love it.
So,
Well,
okay.
let's try it.
Cheers. Cheers. Completely different.
It does.
Completely
You have to
different.
do a taste test at home.
It's mind-boggling how different it tastes from that to this.
Wouldn't this be fun to walk around with?
Isn't it crazy? You didn't believe me beforehand, did you?
Well, I mean, I did because you were so energetic about it.
It's crazy how different it makes it taste. Thanks, Mario. That education was all because of you. We were blown away on that trip. Even other wines like, oh goodness, now I'm gonna spoil it. I can't remember what he had us taste.
A Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
You told me about that.
Yes.
See, Mark, I wasn't even there. Y'all should invite me.
Well,
I'm the one who remembers.
Well, because we had a lot to drink. It was my friend Paige's 50th birthday. We had a lot to drink. Yes, the Sauvignon Blanc he served us, served it straight. You know, just we sat down. There was 2 wines in a glass, and we tried them, and we were all convinced that they were different wines, and they were the exact same wine, just in different glasses.
I have a funny story about turning 50. Not. I mean, it's not. Yeah, okay. So
You're not 50 yet.
you talked to Jason yesterday, right? Did he about the
No.
changes to the Roth rules and stuff? Anyway, we have the same financial planner, and I'm on the phone with him yesterday, and he says something about me being over 50.
Oh, cool your jets there, Jason. We got like another 9 months.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow.
He called me over. He didn't just call me 50. He called me over 50.
I mean, I'm there. It's
Same.
not a bad place to be, but
I'm not yet.
oh,
It's 2022.
Jason. Oh,
It's this
Jason.
year. Oh, and speaking of New Year,
As you're 2-fisting.
I told my kids. We were at dinner last night with my friend Christina, who is also turning 50 in 2022. Sorry, Christina, I just told everybody.
I've already been there.
And I told her daughter and my kids, you know how some people get like, they say, oh, it's my birthday week. Oh, it's my birthday month. Oh, you know, whatever. I was like, it's my birthday year. I'm
Okay.
turning 50. It's the whole year is my birthday.
We'll roll with it. I'm happy to oblige that.
But then Clara, my daughter, says, I'm turning 18 this year,
Oh.
and I'm graduating from high school, and I'm going to college,
Oh.
and you can't have the whole year.
Oh.
And then Briggs is like, I'm turning 16 this year, and I'm getting a car. You can't have the whole year. I'm like, okay, well, you can have a day, and Clara can have like 4 days, and the rest of the year's fine.
I was even going to be a little more generous and say they get the first 6 months and you get the last, because they're 18 and 16 in February. She graduates in May, right? You're going to have parties all through May for graduation.
And then she leaves for college in August. That's in the second 6 months.
Yeah, but that's
So they can
that's
have
sitting their way.
February, May, and August, and I get the rest of the months.
Okay, I'm good with that. Listen, I'm ready to celebrate whatever you want. Just tell me the order in which I'm doing it, and I'm there for it. Is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm happy to oblige.
Okay,
Just let me know.
we had to do your 50th over Zoom, so maybe we should just do a joint 50th.
I'm
this
good.
year.
I'm over it.
Well, we're gonna be in Vegas.
Yeah,
And
in October. Mine's in August. Yours is in September.
and Christina's
Yeah, but
is
I'll
in
be
October.
52.
I will just pretend you're 50.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're seeing John Legend,
Yeah, VIP.
VIP. Maybe he'll sing to you.
Her daughter Reagan used to always say, Dr. Carlin is a VIP everywhere. And we're just living up to it.
Yep. We have to continually prove our status. So, okay.
All right, so now we're going to talk.
Was that not crazy?
It is. This is good. I like this one the best.
I like this one the best, but is it? So I kind of feel like I need to drink this one so I can pour this in here and see if it changes.
Oh yeah, let's do that. But don't take champagne like a shot.
Yeah, no. I didn't pour very much champagne though.
And thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, so we're going to talk about brushing and flossing. And I volunteered to do
So good.
flossing because I feel like I'm decent at flossing instructions. I'm going to let her do brushing because, anyway, we'll see. Hopefully you learn something because a lot of people don't know how to floss right.
This is very true. Very, very true.
And I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to actually floss for you on camera, which is gross, but I don't know how to do it any other way.
As long as you don't flick any on the camera. You know how you get it on the mirror? Don't flick it on the camera. That'd be quite a ways anyway.
So I noticed we have two flavors here. So this is Cocoa Floss, my favorite floss. And I think the first time you had some, I gave it to you in our
Yes.
favorite things for Christmas,
This
right?
one's chocolate.
She has chocolate and I have Cara Cara orange.
Yes. I actually
So-
like the Cara Cara orange.
Yeah, and they even have seasonal stuff, like they'll have peppermint and they're fantastic. Developed by a dentist, mommy dentist in business actually.
This is the one we got in our MDID swag bag.
Oh, yeah?
The orange one.
So I love this stuff. All right, so people are always asking, one, is a water pick or an air flosser or whatever enough? Do I really have to floss?
Yes.
And I always say yes. Water picks and things that shoot liquid between, like the Sonicare air flosser is pretty cool. But
Yeah.
I try to use the analogy of, you know, when you're in the car and you do the washer fluid, the washer fluid sprays on the window, but it's not clean until the wipers go,
That's a great analogy.
right? So here's your windshield wiper. So use your water pick and then come back with your windshield wiper.
Okay.
What?
I tell people to Google Steve Harvey and floss.
There's
then
that.
Most people start laughing because they've heard of it, and if they haven't, I tell them to go Google it. And but again, remember, adults, children.
Yes, I can't
Windshield
tell people
wiper.
to.
Windshield wiper for sure. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Wow, that's a good analogy.
you like that?
I do. I'll use that.
Hey.
Okay.
In
Along
my
with
office-
Steve Harvey, because I love
Love.
that one,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just worth it. If you've never seen it, just Google that, watch that,
It's fantastic.
and just don't have any liquid in your mouth when you watch it because you're gonna spit.
Or can then film it and just send it
Send
to
it
us.
to us.
'Cause we would love to see it.
So
So,
good.
yeah, we would actually send us a message on Instagram, or as our children like to say, DM us
DMS.
on
It's a
Instagram
verb.
with a question or a topic you would like us to cover,
Yes.
or B, tell us that you watched the Steve Harvey thing and how much you enjoyed it, and maybe even video yourself spewing champagne.
Yes. There you go.
Okay, so how do you floss? I tell people, I don't actually do it this way, but I tell people to use your middle fingers and
I
go
do that.
around I think I use my index fingers.
Oh, I use my index
But
fingers.
use your middle fingers if you're not a talented flosser, because the closer your fingers are together on the floss, the more control you have. And if you've gone around your middle fingers, you can do this way, you can do this way, you can do this way. You know, these people that are like, I have big fingers, I can't floss, I'm not buying it. Your mouth is a bigger opening than your fingers are around. For everyone. I haven't seen it to be different.
No.
So, and for me, I change which finger I'm using based on where I am in the mouth, right? So I'm only going to do my front tooth just to show you. So you don't want to just go.
Not straight up and down.
That you're not windshield wiping. So if you think about the windshield wipers and you want to actually rub, so you want to go in and
this way with the windshield wiper,
and
this way,
and then come out.
Yes.
And so it still doesn't take a long time. And I'm telling you, I tell my patients this all the time. My teenagers that really need to start learning to take care of themselves. I was not an everyday flosser. Even after dental school, I wasn't an everyday flosser. And when I was in the Navy, I got my teeth cleaned, and I felt like it took the hygienist too long to clean my teeth for somebody who was a dentist. And I was like, especially back here, you know.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, I need to. So from that day, I started flossing every day, no matter what. And about 3 or 4 months in, I was in my 20s. I might have stayed out too late. And I didn't floss that night. I did brush. I don't ever go to bed without brushing. I did brush, but I didn't floss. And the next morning I got up and I always floss at night. So and the next morning I got up and I didn't floss at night. I brushed in the morning like I always do. I could feel the difference.
Oh, for sure. You feel like you have fuzzy socks on.
And you would think, people think that they can't tell the difference when they don't floss. It's because you haven't flossed enough. So if you go, I tell my patients, go 90 days, floss for 3 months every single day, and then don't floss for 1 day, and then you'll become a believer in flossing.
Yeah, I don't even think it'll take that long. I think even 30 days and you would see a huge difference.
It's amazing. Floss really does, but you kind of have to test it, and you have to get used to it, and it has to be, you know.
Do you prefer to floss before or after you brush?
We've had that discussion online. There's some heated discussion about that, even amongst dentists. I am a floss before.
Me too.
So I tell my patients to use their water pick or their air flosser, spray the liquid, use the windshield wipers, and then get the debris that's left behind. Because when you floss, it pushes some of the plaque out from between your teeth. And I want to come back with the toothbrush and get rid of that.
Exactly.
So, so that's what I say. But just do it.
Just floss.
Just do it. Whatever order you want to do it in,
you do it.
Just do it.
You do you. I am a big flosser. Yeah, don't put it down. Okay, I'm just gonna say finish your champagne and then put some of the sparkling rosé in that glass.
Okay.
Again, game changer. Game changer. It's amazing.
I'll do that while you're talking about brushing.
Okay. So again, I'm a flosser before brusher. Just think of if you floss, think of all that stuff that you pull out sometimes. And if you've already brushed, then where is all that stuff going? Like if you're just leaving it sitting there, you're just leaving it sitting there. I also, when my patients say, should I floss in the morning? And I always say, I'm a big believer in flossing at night because you've eaten all day.
Amen.
Right? So you want to get all that stuff out. You don't want to go to bed with that stuff sitting on your teeth for 8, 10, 12 hours for some people and then floss it out in the morning, then it's done the damage.
I wish I slept for 8
I wish I slept for 12 hours.
I wish I slept for 8 hours.
Even 8 hours sometimes. So floss beforehand. The other thing I'll say about floss too, make sure that you're using, everyone's a little different. We all have spacing between our teeth. Make sure that you're using a floss that you feel like it is kind of going between the teeth and doing something. So there's a lot of floss out there. For some people that have super tight contacts, like the glide floss and all of that is great. But for some people, it just slides down and doesn't do anything unless you're really being diligent about doing the windshield wiper thing.
If you're flossing properly,
you're feeling it.
Any floss is going to work.
Right. I prefer something that has a little girth to it, so to speak. So Cocoa Floss is a great one. So floss, and then we're gonna brush for me. And so brushing, again, you don't need a whole lot of toothpaste on your brush. You know, I am not the aim girl. I don't put the big thing on your brush. I just put a small pea-size amount of whatever fluoridated toothpaste you are using. I'll say that, and that's for a different day.
Watch tequila and toothpaste.
Yes,
We talked about toothpaste. For little kids,
Mm-hmm.
1-year-old, like a rice size amount.
Rice size, yes.
And as the kids get older, still no bigger than a pea size. And really 4 or 5 years old, you can still do rice size.
Yes.
You just want enough toothpaste that you can spread it all around your mouth. You
Right.
don't need to be like overloaded.
Right. And I tell people as well, I feel like the toothpaste is just to make you feel like you've done something. Because there are some prescription fluorides that we give that I have older patients brush with, and it doesn't foam up like toothpaste. It's really just getting the fluoride on the teeth. So I tell people to think of like the old Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, right? I prefer the small, gentle circle all the way around. So we're starting on your very last tooth, whatever that may be for you on the outside, and we're going in small, gentle circles in this action. It's like an arm action. It's not a wrist action. It's not a back and forth action. It's not scrubbing. It's not about force. It's all about technique and time, and spending the time that you need to on the brushing. So small, gentle circles, and I always do this. It's like you're chewing something, you know, like choo-choo. Which, you know, I don't really say that to my adult patients, but think of that action, right? So small, gentle circles. We're starting in the back. We're coming around, you know, 2 minutes for the entire mouth. So you're doing 30 seconds in each area. So upper right, upper left. And I start on the upper right side, come across, come around the inside, drop to the bottom, follow the same thing. But really small, gentle circles, because again, that scrubbing action is what can wear away tissue. It can wear away actually the enamel if you're putting enough pressure and using the wrong toothbrush. And that, I'm going to back up a little bit and say I'm talking about a manual toothbrush, just like a toothbrush that you would, we didn't even bring one, but just like a toothbrush you would just buy. It's not an electric toothbrush. It's not a Sonicare. It's not an Oral-B. It's just a regular toothbrush that you would buy. Small, gentle circles. You are doing the work. The toothbrush is not doing the work.
I think we talked about that on another.
We
when
did.
we talked about toothbrushes, be sure your toothbrush has soft bristles.
Yes. No medium, no hard. I just wish they would completely take those off the market.
Exactly.
I don't know why those are still on the market. It drives me insane. So small, gentle circles all the way around, 2 minutes. You know, and then the only thing I do tell my patients is when you get down here to the lower front teeth and you're working on the inside, okay, small, gentle circles doesn't really work because you can't get there. So we're trying to do a brush out. So we're not brushing up and down, right? Because we don't want to push that tissue down, but we're taking it and pulling the brush out and pulling the brush out and pulling the brush out, if that kind of makes sense there.
I think so. That's a good description.
We don't want that scrubbing back and forth action. The lower front teeth here have very thin tissue compared to everywhere else in the mouth. And so if we're doing that scrubbing back and forth on the front and on the back, then we can really damage that tissue quickly. So be careful with that. So
I think we're getting, since we did 3 drinks, we're probably getting long on our...
Long-winded there.
So if you're still here, thanks a lot.
So floss, then brush. Enjoy your New Year's resolution to yourself about having better oral hygiene. And I'm telling you, just for grins, get a flute, get a coupe,
Get a tulip.
put your champagne in there, try it, and then put it in a proper glass. And I'm telling you, it's gonna blow your mind. It's like one of those crazy like internet mind tricks. It really is different. So
It's fantastic.
yeah, enjoy. Happy New Year's, y'all.
Happy 2022.
Yes, not 2022.
Cheers to
Cheers,
beautiful
beautiful
smiles.
smiles.
Thank you.